Hello. Good morning. Hello, Titans. Hope everyone's well. We have some cases to solve this morning. We may get through both. 1 and 2. We're definitely gonna get through 1 today. We'll see if we can push through 2. It'll be a good time. Alright, shall we? Like I said last week, the hardest thing about this for me is going to be remembering what voices I gave what. So let's see how we do, other than Tyrion being normal speaking. I'm ready for inconsistencies. All right, it's time. Hello, Cuthbert. Oh, hi, Miss Tamoya. Mora. And remembering how to pronounce names. That's the other thing that's gonna get me. You're a lot less jumpy than you were yesterday. I'm glad to see you're finally getting used to things. So what did you find in your investigation? You tell Miss Tamora about everything you've learned over your investigation. There aren't a lot of clues that point to what actually happened. Yeah, I know. A lot of details about the crime scene, but nothing about the crime itself. It means I'll have to rely solely on pointing out contradictions in the witness testimonies. Being reactive to the prosecution's moves is a valid strategy. Honestly, I think it was a miracle you got the commander to cooperate with you at all. Right, you almost forgot. Commander White appears to really have it out for Miss Tamora. Actually, I wanted to ask about that. Something happened between you and Commander White? Miss McCoy, please proceed to the courtroom with your counsel. Let's go, Tyrion. Trial's about to start. You should go. The judge is waiting. Right. The secret is left buried between you two. He's so aggressive with his gavel. Court is resumed. For the trial of Celeste McCoy, let us review the proceedings from yesterday. The defense presented some shocking oversights made during the investigation. Yes, I personally saw to that investigation was conducted properly this time. I see. I suppose that puts my mind at ease. At yesterday's trial, we found an inconsistency between the crime scene photo and the autopsy report. So this, the defense tried to push the following narrative. A third party must have interfered with the crime scene to frame the defendant. However, the prosecution has discovered another explanation, so that the individual who discovered the body would like to testify as to what he saw that night. His eyewitness account will clear up what actually happened. Interesting. It was my understanding the individual in question wanted to remain anonymous. Supposedly, this witness was in the gallery of the trial yesterday. After yesterday's proceedings, he felt that he couldn't stay silent any longer. Ah, so that's your plan. Oh, why would the witness change his mind like that? Did Steelwind persuade him, or is something else happening here? Oh, very well. Let's hear from this witness. Hello, Orange. The butler. Let's see. I don't remember what I gave. What do I give him? Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. There's so many R's. I don't remember what I know. I voiced him a little bit. What did I? My name is Reese Reginald Rudolph. I am a chauffeur of the equine variety. Wow. All right, dude. You know what? This is fine. I'm terribly sorry, but I'm unfamiliar with that profession. He means to say he is a carriage driver. Oh, I see. Well, in any case, it is my understanding that you found the body. Am I correct, Mr. Rudolph? Rudolph appears to be writing something in a notebook. He writes with incredible speed. His pen only touches the paper for maybe a second before he's filled an entire page. Mr. Rudolph, forgive me. I was merely taking notes on the people in this room. Taking notes? The witness has a certain compulsion to keep a record of every event that he witnessed. Oh, I see. I assume we will receive an accurate testimony of how you found the body. Actually, I witnessed much more than that. I saw the crime scene. I saw the crime as it was being committed, and I wrote on everything I saw. What? That's quite the claim. If that's true, why did you choose to remain silent until now? I initially concluded that the evidence alone was decisive enough, therefore saw no need at the time for his testimony. However, those circumstances clearly changed during yesterday's trial. There's no way the prosecution wouldn't leverage eyewitness testimony from the start. Something else is happening here. Oh, very well. Mr. Rudolph, please testify to the court about what you saw that night. Go. I was transporting a client in my carriage that evening. We were driving by the McCoy Tavern when we heard a disturbance. This occurred at 1:28 a.m. Heard that something was amiss. I walked into the establishment to see what the commotion was about. There I saw the defendant. She was lit by the blue glow of dining room lights. She had stabbed Flintheart McCoy and was channeling magic into the sword. She removed her sword from Flintheart's back as she slowly turned to face her. As he slowly turned to face her, she stabbed him again in the front. She soon realized I had witnessed her heinous crime. She let the body fall to the ground and fled the scene. Unfortunately, I already know that the electricity wasn't working, so there was no glow of light. They were in the dark, dear friend. Incredible! Everything occurred as the witness described. I see no room for debate. Of course, the evidence has always been irrefutable. You don't remember seeing him when you left to look for Celeste, but it was pretty dark. Celeste, did you see this man that night? No, this is my first time meeting him. I didn't see him when I ran out of the tavern that night. So he has to be lying. Does that mean he's the one who killed my dad? Anger. She's just behind it, but you can sense her restlessness. It's hard to say right now, but it's definitely a possibility. The defense may now begin their cross-examination. Alright, where are you at? Objection! No. There was no power. Sorry, dude. Mr. Rudolph, you testified you saw my client murdering the victim, and you supposedly saw her casting magic while doing so. Yes, I could never forget such a grisly sight. The moment was burned into my memory. I see, well, it's funny you say that. How so? Because your entire testimony was a complete lie. What? Are you accusing this witness of perjury? Surely you know that such accusations can't be made lightly, Mr. Cuthbert. My accusation is far from baseless, Prosecutor Steelwind. Take a look at this report. The dining room lights are artificery devices that are powered by an arcane power cell. However, the same arcane power cell that was broken during the time of the murder. The dining room lights had no energy, and the room would have been pitch black. Witness couldn't have seen anything, much less a homicide. Wait, I can explain. There's no need, witness. You could have easily seen another source of light. Perhaps one of the McCoys lit a candle because of the blackout. The witness clearly described a source of blue light. A candle or lantern wouldn't emit a color like that. Then the witness was clearly mistaken. The witness records everything he sees in his notebook. He remembers the exact time that each event occurred, so why would he be incorrect about such a clear and obvious detail? Obviously. Echo, thank you for the 3 months. Appreciate you. No, what the witness saw was clearly some form of magic, and due to the lack of power, it wouldn't have been artificery. It must have been an arcane spell. That's it. Oh, what is it, witness? I must have made an incorrect assumption. Please allow me to revise my testimony. Oh, what do you think of this, Prosecutor Steelwind? If the witness wants to revise his testimony, then I see no harm in obliging him. And you, Mr. Cuthbert? If he thinks he saw something different, then it's only fair to hear him out. He'll tear through each of his lives no matter what he does. That's right. Haha. I remember now. Yesterday, it was revealed that Flintheart was killed using magic. I must have seen Flintheart's daughter channeling a magic spell. The spell is called Mage Blade, am I correct? That's it. The blue glow was... I saw must have been created by Mageblade. Oh, I see. So the blue light you saw came from the defendant's magic. Mr. Cuthbert, you may proceed with your cross-examination. With pleasure. Alright, hold up. Let's take a look. Mageblade. The objective, it's a yellow radiant glow. That's the problem. So here we will present Mageblade. Objection! The Allegro theme, right? We're picking up. Mr. Rudolph, you don't know much about magic, do you? Of course not. Are you trying to say that I should have recognized Celeste's Mageblade? No, I admit you probably wouldn't know about Mageblade, but that's exactly where your mistake was. My mistake? Mr. Rudolph, if you were aware of how Mageblade works, then you would know that the spell emits a yellow radiant glow, which means the blue glow you saw couldn't have possibly been Mageblade. This is ridiculous. I'll grant you that the witness clearly remembers seeing a blue glow, but what significance does such a minor detail have? It is extremely significant, Prosecutor Steelwind. If the witness did see a blue magical glow, he must have witnessed another spell at the scene. Preposterous! Nobody have any evidence to back that claim up. That blue light made a large impression on the witness. He wrote it down in his notebook, and he specifically mentioned the color. There's no way he would be mistaken about something like that. So what did you really see, Mr. Rudolph? Did you see my client at the scene, casting a spell that she couldn't possibly cast? Or did you see another mage at the scene? Well, Your Honor, the defense has no right to accuse the witness like this. Let me remind you that perjury is a crime, Mr. Rudolph. If you are found to have lied in your testimony, you will be prosecuted. Oh wait, we're gonna actually prosecute someone for lying on the stand in a Phoenix Wright-like game? Hold on, wait. We can't have that. No, wait, please. No, that is quite enough of that. Garrett Pierce suddenly steps down from the gallery and walks to the witness stand. He's breaking every possible rule in the book, but no one in the room moves to stop him. That's illegal for an attorney, right? Dale looks to the judge nervously, but the judge narrows his eyes and carefully watches Pierce. Pierce, meanwhile, shoves the still flustered Rudolph off the stand and begins addressing the courtroom. What is he even doing here? I will not stand by while you harass my servant. Yes, we discussed this. There's no need for you to take the stand. And what, pray tell, do they discuss? Nonsense. I have nothing to hide. And if you had done your job properly, I wouldn't need to intervene. The first time, Stanley doesn't seem to have control of the situation. Oh, that probably makes her mad. What is the meaning of what is the meaning of this, Miss Steelwind? Who is this man? This is Garrick Pierce, Your Honor. And Lord Garrick Pierce to you, Steelwind. I am the honorable heir to the Pierce noble house. In any case, I must apologize. Nice vibraphone slap there. In the music. I'm a sucker for a good vibraphone. I'm afraid these misunderstandings are entirely my fault. What do you mean? You see, Rudolph wasn't the one who witnessed the crime that fateful night. It was me. I was the one who witnessed the crime. I had my driver report back the body so I could remain anonymous. The person the dev commissioned to do the soundtrack did a great job with a few tracks in this game. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. What? Are you saying that you had Rudolph lie for you? I simply dictated to him what I saw and had him repeat it to law enforcement. It simply wouldn't do for a member of the nobility to appear publicly in court. Lord Pierce, regardless of your intentions, this is a very clear act of perjury. From the look on the judge's face, you can easily tell that he won't face any actual consequences. Oh, I understand, and I will accept the consequences of that. But I would be remiss if Rudolph's shoddy testimony allowed the girl to escape her crimes. Please let me testify as to what I saw that night. Oh, very well. This is highly irregular, but I knew the court will benefit from hearing your testimony. However, this misconduct has hurt your credibility. Oh, very well. Alright, you. Tear you apart now. On the nights of the murder, I found myself unable to sleep, so went on a leisurely carriage ride around Cornhaven. I happened to be passing by the McCoy Tavern when I heard a loud commotion from within the building. Curious, I stopped my carriage and took a single step inside the establishment. That is when I saw the scene inside. I saw the defendant stabbing the poor man twice with his sword. Garrick Pierce, he's a member of the nobility. Means he's probably a mage, right? He's the only other mage that was there that night? Does that mean... There's no doubt about it. The only person that could have left a trace of transmutation on the body. He has to be the mage we're looking for. Sorry, this must be a lot for you right now. Don't worry about me. Just focus on taking him down. Yes, ma'am. Let's see. It's gotta be something with stabbing him twice. So you're going to say that she stabbed him from the opposite sides each time? Of course. Mind you, I have no idea why she would act like that. Can you prove that she didn't do exactly as I described? I suppose not. Not yet, anyway. Pierce is definitely the real murderer. This means there has to be a lie somewhere in his testimony. He was saying he stood at the entrance the entire time. If he killed my father, then he would have been further in. If any way of proving he was further in... It was dark. So how would he have seen everything from inside? Yeah, it was... Objection! No, that's not right. If he was a tavern entrance, that would mean he was here. Ah, okay. You saw the entire scene from the tavern entrance? It'd be quite dark considering the lights weren't operational, even if my client was using Mageplay at the time. Well, of course, I've forgotten that detail. I couldn't see what was happening, so I used my magic to illuminate the scene. You used magic at the crime scene? Yes, I remember it clearly. I conjured a blue light to illuminate the scene. That same blue light must have been what my driver saw. I thought Rudolph didn't witness the crime at all. If I had to guess, Mr. Rudolph would have seen a blue light from the carriage. He must have made that detail part of his testimony earlier. That actually makes a lot of sense now that you think about it. Rudolph was so sure he saw a blue light. It would be strange if he was lying about that. But anyway, what spell did you use to illuminate the crime scene? It was the Conjure Light spell. Of course, the incantation is Lux O. Duration 1 hour. It's also only 15 feet. Alright, hold on, we gotta go. I agree. The defense would need a stronger reason to requisition the witness spell compendium. You are right, Your Honor. Your wisdom is truly fitting of your station. Oh, shut up. I don't think he could have, because now... Yep, we have 5 foot squares, 5, 10, 15. This only goes... It's only this this emanation. He's too far away. He has to be closer. I play D&D. Objection! I know how 5 foot squares work. Lord Pierce, you say you eliminated the scene from the tavern entrance, and you only took a single step into the building? Of course, I remember it very clearly. I stood only at the entrance. Because I'd like for you to take a look at the map of the tavern. If we take a look at this map, that would place you right here, where the W is. Am I correct? Well, of course I was. I do not know what you wish to achieve by having me repeat that fact. Well, I find it interesting that you illuminated the crime scene from all the way back there, considering that conjure light only illuminates an area within 15 feet. What? The spell's range is irrelevant. We have already established the victim would have been illuminated by Mage Blade. During his testimony, Lord Pierce clearly stated he couldn't see what was happening. That's why he cast Conjure Light in the first place. However, Conjure Light doesn't work like a normal source of light. It only provides illumination up to 15 feet from the caster, and no further. If he had stayed in the entrance, his spell wouldn't have done anything to help illuminate the scene. Yeah, right, Dancing Lights cantrip fit. Imagine having light instead of dancing lights. But what does that mean? Lord Pierce, did you illuminate the crime scene or not? Oh, well, I can answer that question for you, Your Honor. Lord Pierce did illuminate the scene of the crime. Illuminated because he was standing right where it happened. Mr. Cuthbert, are you trying to say that Lord Pierce was that close to where the murder occurred? How would that be possible? Well, there's only one scenario that would make There's only one scenario that would make sense, Your Honor. That would be if Garrick Pierce is the one who murdered Flintheart McCoy. We're jumping right to this is the murderer, guys. He's right here. Hold on a moment. This is absurd. I could easily have used a different spell to illuminate the room. And which spell would that be, Pierce? The name escapes me. I'm not sure which one it was now that I think about it. Well, maybe we can figure it out together when you relinquish your spell compendium to the court. What? This is a clear violation of my privacy. Steelwind, why aren't you objecting to this? If you had listened to my instructions, you wouldn't be in this situation. You made your bed, now lie in it. Steelwind, you treacherous... Oh, anger. That's enough. It appears the prosecution has no objections. With everything that has occurred, I must ask Lord Pierce to relinquish his spell compendium to the court. That's right. Oh, look. Oh. Prestidigitation, Conjure Light, Conjure Water, Frost Wave, and Shape Liquid. Okay. I'm assuming we get all of these. Prestidigitation. Caster creates a simple and harmless visual effect around their hand. This effect will last as long as they maintain concentration of the spell. Conjure Water. Frost Wave. Shape Liquid. I thought this looked weird. So he used Shape Liquid. And then froze it. Shape Liquid to shape it into the shape of the sword. So it would leave that and then that would leave the magic residue. We got a spell compendium. With that, this case is as good as yours. Or is it? Didn't even try to stop you from taking a spell compendium. She wouldn't let that happen just to spite Lord Pierce. But she definitely still has something up her sleeve. The issue is that he doesn't have Mage Blade in his spell compendium. Your Honor, I've looked at the spells in Lord Pierce's compendium. Conjure is the only spell that he casts Conjure is the only spell that he can cast that would shed a blue light. This renders his testimony and many of his statements false. You can practically hear Lord Pierce grinding his teeth. Your Honor, Lord Pierce could very well be a suspect in the murder of Flintheart McCoy. Defense argues that this presents enough reasonable doubt to acquit the defendant. I acknowledge that Lord Pierce's actions are quite suspect. However, I will not pass a verdict just yet. There's much more we need to learn. It is, Tech. It is Ace Attorney inspired. Imagine. What? That's not how this works. We proved there's reasonable doubt. There should be enough to acquit me, right? In a normal case, maybe, but it's different for this trial. The public won't accept an unsolved homicide involving magic. Unless we can unequivocally prove your innocence, the court will keep drawing out this case. Yeah, Ace Attorney, but it's D&D. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. That's not fair. That's how the system works. Our court system doesn't exist to exact justice. It exists so that the kingdom can save face. No. However, the court will be suspending the trial of Celeste McCoy until further notice. That is, until Lord Pierce can be investigated as a possible suspect.
Objection!
Oh, good, thanks. Yeah, let's get this done. A possible suspect? Very idea. That is preposterous, Your Honor. I mean, you knew she was planning something. Let's revisit the basic facts of the case, shall we? When McCoy was murdered using a blade with a transmutation spell active on it. Mr. Cuthbert, why don't you tell me the spells Lord Pierce knows? Alright. His spells are Prestidigitation, Conjure Light, Conjure Water, Frostwave, and Shape Liquid. Ah. You realize it too, haven't you? Lord Pierce doesn't know any transmutation spell that can be channeled through a solid object. What? That can't be right. It's not right, because you don't, if he's dead, you don't need to, he could have stabbed him with anything, and then, again, like I said, the fact that there's no, the liquid is, you can't see the liquid from the broken bottle. So it must have been shaped into it must have been shaped to look like it's gotta be. You're absolutely right, Lady Steelwind. I couldn't have possibly committed the murder. I see. With that in mind, that would leave the defendant as the only possible killer. But he was the only other mage there. He has to be the real murderer. He doesn't know any transmutation spells that can affect a solid object. We can't prove that he stabbed him while casting magic. Oh, wait a minute. How did he do it then? She's right. How did he do it? If there are traces of transmutation magic on the wound, then Flintheart was definitely stabbed by something magical, but none of his transmutation spells can affect a steel blade. I mean, he used something else? The defense did cast some doubt on the witness's testimony. Nevertheless, I must conclude that he could not have possibly committed the murder. With that in mind, no, hold on. Please wait, Your Honor. We're not done. We still can't conclude that Lord Pierce couldn't have committed the crime. What are you on about? Lady Steelwind, I said it herself, you commoner. I don't know any spells that can be channeled through a metal blade. He's right, which only means one thing. You didn't use a metal blade, did you? Ah! What nonsense is this? The autopsy report clearly states it was created by a blade. He didn't channel magic through the blade. How could he have possibly committed the crime? Yes, your claim seems quite contrary to the facts thus far, Mr. Cuthbert. Which spell could Lord Pierce have possibly used to kill the victim? I am confident that he used... I'm confident he used shape liquid. You see, Your Honor, Garrick Pierce didn't kill the victim using a sword. He killed him using an object shaped exactly like a sword. What? I'm afraid I don't quite understand, Mr. Cuthbert. Please explain it to me like I am 5. I'd like for the court to take a look at the Lord Pierce's spell compendium. Garrick Pierce knows a seemingly insignificant spell called Shape Liquid, but that he can control a body of water and shape it to any complex shape he wants. Then he can freeze that liquid, maintaining its current shape. A shape like a sword? What? No. Is it possible that he... What do you have to say for yourself, Lord Pierce? What do I have to say? Pierce's breathing becomes more frantic. He is clearly not used to be putting in a corner like this. You could say that he is cornered. But this is not the song Cornered from Phoenix Wright Gang. You can see his stress and frustration emanating through the Eye of Horus. You have him now. Time for the finishing blow. No. Alright. Oh, we're doing an actual argument. I'll tell you exactly what I have to say, you commoner. I'm not the one on trial here. We're here because of that bastard child didn't know her place. Just a peasant, yet she still learned the arcane arts, and look what happened. The girl used our holy arts to murder her father in a fit of rage. You didn't see it, it was dark. No. And how, pray tell, did you see everything? You recall you testified you only took a single step inside the inn, but you would have needed to be within 15 feet to see my client would conjure light. This again! You're going to keep treading on that one detail that I admitted I stepped further into the inn. I kept the detail out of my testimony, and all because I knew you used to cast suspicion on me. Lord Pierce, you didn't just keep the detail from your testimony, did you? You testified to the opposite. That makes you guilty of committing perjury. No, I mean, you miserable wretch. And let's not stop there. For your story to be true, you need to be within 15 feet of my client. According to your testimony, my client had just finished committing a murder. Wouldn't she have noticed you? Aye! If you were that close, then you would have surely been close enough to apprehend her, so why didn't you? Don't you have a duty to your citizens? Shut up, you dirty peasant. Shut your dirty peasant mouth. The woman was armed. I had no reason to put my life in danger. I was terrified when I saw her holding the bloody sword. My life was in danger. Alright. Celeste was holding... You know Frostwave? You were not in danger. Like, come on, dude. Is there evidence to prove Celeste couldn't have been holding the sword? Is there evidence to prove that she wasn't holding the sword? Is it the autopsy? No, okay, yeah, I'm not seeing it. I don't know. Is it just the... Oh, that's kind of what I was... I guess that's just a little confusing to me. Because, like... I gathered that from how this looks, but like that would imply that it was still in him when he fell over. I see. Because then the residue would have to be there. But we know that's not true. Yeah, okay. That can't be it, Lord Pierce. This photo of the crime scene shows the sword was left in the victim's body. How could she still be wielding her sword if she left it there? What? Damn you, Steelwind. Why aren't you saying anything? What? Rusting her Steelwind has lost her usual air of confidence. You find it strange, though. Even though you had the advantage, she always maintained her usual poise. Lord Pierce, please pull yourself together. I never mean calm when this charlatan is trying to frame me. This is a complete travesty of our justice system. And what do I get instead? Slander from the lowly defense attorney. This is where we present this, because he's been lying. You talk about justice, but you've committed several acts of perjury to twist the outcome of this trial. You're clearly not acting in good faith. You don't care about justice, you just want to further your agenda. So admit it, Pierce. You created a makeshift sword using shaped liquid, and you used it to impale Flintheart. You shoved my client's sword into the wound, while the remains of the real murder weapon evaporated. It was the perfect crime, wasn't it? What? Lord Pierce? My apologies, Your Honor. Just I realized something absolutely hilarious. Well, as he finally lost his mind, the defense put forward an interesting theory, but there's one problem with it. And that is... I think you said it yourself. You shoved Celeste's sword into the wound, while the remains of the real murder weapon evaporated. It was a perfect crime, wasn't it? You see, it would have been a perfect crime, but because any evidence to support the theory would have happened with the frozen blade. What? No, he's right. If you used an ice blade to kill Flintheart, it would have evaporated by now. Then that means there'd be nothing left of the murder weapon. You spun quite a tale here today, but in the end, you don't have a shred of evidence to support it, do you? You have nothing on me. Is there anything we can do? You become quiet. Tyrion? Why isn't he saying anything? Really hopeless? All it takes is one look at the expression on your face. Any worry she had instantly disappeared, because she realizes the expression on your face is the same expression you made every time you defeated her. Oh, what is this? You can glare at me all you want, it won't change the fact that you've lost. I despise people like you. You twist the system to your own... You twist the system to serve your own ends. You trample on the lives of innocent people. As long as I'm here, I will never let that happen again.
Naught can remain concealed.
Oh, okay. What did I just do? Your head feels like it's about to burst. The pain is unbearable and overwhelming, but at the same time, you feel an extreme sense of clarity, as if you could see more than you could before. I can't believe that person pushed me this far. Once again, you see Pierce's thoughts, the Eye of Horus, but this sensation feels different from how it usually is. It's more intense and potent, almost as if you can do more than just read his surface level thoughts. You'll be able to do more than see the witness thoughts. You'll also affect what they think about, project items in your Pierce's mind to evoke thoughts from you. You'll want to project items that make him think about the murder. Evoking the right thoughts will raise your insight. Once insight is filled, I will have everything to implicate him. Okay, so why am I thinking of such a thing? Okay. Well, I'm assuming this is the liquid used to make the weapon. Well, I guess let's start with the crime scene. Nope. Even now, that image is... I didn't expect this experience to have such an effect on me. I should try something else. Sword. An ornate sword. I wonder how a convict could obtain such a thing. I wonder if the Inquisition will let me have it once the girl is convicted. Yeah, I'd say I'm tempted. I gotta present the badge. Gotta present the badge. I think it's such a... Oh, damn. Let's see. She only knows one spell. Of course she would. It's not as if any of the academies would admit someone like her. Oof. I'm just trying things. See if we can get some fun dialogue. I really have an affinity for water magic, don't I? I really should learn some new spell formulas. Maybe if it's the academy is in order. Why am I thinking of my perjury? What's a cross and basic spell? It's no wonder that it's the only spell the bastard knows. Ugh, what kind of fool installs an artificer building to leave it in disrepair? I would have never cast Conjure Light if those lights were functional. Oh, what about Prestidigitation? Oh, damn. How about Conjure Water? Perhaps I should have used this spell to create the blade. No. It was far safer to use that bottle he was holding. See, I knew that's what happened. I called that so early. Conjuring my own water would have left evidence behind. Well, that was easy. Water from a bottle. Wait, a bottle? Well then, as riveting as this has been, I believe it is time for me to take my leave. Now, wait a minute, Pierce. What is it now, you wretch? I'll say as many times as you need to hear. There's no evidence of liquefied weapon at the crime scene. Incorrect. I called this from a mile away, dude. You're right, Pierce. If you did use shape like one on a body of water, the murder weapon would have evaporated entirely. Oh, it seems you've finally gotten the fact that you're thick head. Bravo. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, Pierce. What if you didn't use shape liquid on a body of water? What if it was another type of liquid? What are you going on about? Pierce, shape liquid doesn't just work on water. On all kinds of liquids. This shattered bottle contained the liquid you cast your spell on, didn't it? Show the bottle of the shattered bottle of lotus juice. That bottle. Pierce, I found the shattered bottle on the ground near the victim's body. I wonder what caused it to shatter. Oh, you must have decided to use any liquid you could find. Lucky for you. The victim was holding the perfect quantity of liquid in his hands. I wonder, Lord Pierce, if we had someone analyze the broken pieces of this bottle, would we find any traces of transmutation magic? Oh, you little... That still proves nothing. So what if there are traces of magic on the shattered bottle? So don't have a murder weapon. I wasn't finished. What? You see, the liquid contained in this bottle wasn't water. It was soda. Soda! It's definitely wine, dude. Come on. Listen. This is absolutely a bottle of wine. Come on, dude. Oh, you know what? Probably not, because she's like... No, she's 19. Okay. Yeah. It's definitely wine. Come on, dude. Like PS2 era censorship. Yeah, it's definitely wine. So what difference does that make? A blade of ice made out of water would have evaporated entirely. The blade of ice made out of soda would leave a puddle of dried residue. No. No. I wonder why there was such a circular trace of magic under the body. If we checked out the outline of that trace, I bet we'd find a dried puddle of soda residue. That would prove that you used your magic on the soda. There's your murder weapon, Pierce. And that's checkmate. Right. Bailiff, tell Orem to analyze the crime scene at once. We must determine if this puddle of soda residue exists. Time window to find traces of magic is closing. So we had our team research the crime scene for that soda bottle. I really can't believe it, but we found it. In fact, the outline of the dried soda lines up exactly the outline of traces of the transmutation magic. We checked the broken bottle too. There were traces of transmutation magic on it as well. There's no doubt about it. Someone used magic on that soda. I see. Thank you, Orem. Please escort Lord Pierce back to the stand. That's right. What do you have to say to yourself, Pierce? When you think you've accomplished here today, you honestly think you can indict me? I'm an aristocrat from the highest echelons of our society. That fool of a man was an insurgent. He was a threat to society, and I did my civic duty by removing him.
Objection!
No. Bailiff, please escort the witness to a holding cell. Steelwind? First-degree murder is punishable by execution, Lord Pierce. I suggest you remain silent, lest you incriminate yourself further. What? You can't be serious. Shut your insidious mouth. Well, what you are waiting for? Take him away. Yes, take him away at once. I can't believe it. We actually won. Tyrion, It's all she can do to hold back tears. You don't need to say anything. Your face says it all. Thank you. You've more than exceeded my expectations today. Miss Tamora? I'll be honest. When I realized the murder weapon evaporated, I thought the case was shot. I can't believe you were able to turn that around. It was luck. Just luck. If we had to use water, we'd be done for. It had nothing to do with luck. You were able to deduce which liquid he used, and you did it just by looking at a few shards of broken glass. Your skills of deduction never cease to amaze me. That's not exactly true, but with Celeste here, you can't tell her about your new ability. You are all quite lovely. There's no need for such hostility, though I wouldn't expect any less from the Hound of the Eye Taker. What did she mean by that? You might have to miss Tamora, but when she meets your gaze, she immediately looks away. She looks like she's focusing, almost as if to protect herself from a certain eye. I must admit, I'm hoping to test my blade against you directly. However, your protege proved to be a worthy adversary. Thank you? Is this some kind of game to you? You talk about trials if there's some kind of competition. Your actions almost condemned an innocent woman to death. Our system operates by having two powers of opposition. When those powers are balanced, justice prevails. Make no mistake, your victory today was just our system working as intended. Oh, working as intended! You know very well our system only exists to protect your people. I know. What? Okay, cool. We'll just leave it at that. In any case, it looks like we're facing each other more frequently in the future. I look forward to doing battle with you again, Tyrion Cuthbert. What a strange girl. Well, that kind of killed the mood, didn't it? Well, not at all. I think we should celebrate. Oh, what did you have in mind? This is an amazing restaurant in the upper quarter of the capital city. Usually serve nobles, but they let anyone in if we have enough gold. Wait, do we have enough gold? Of course we do. Don't worry about the details. I'll handle everything. Wait, hold on. What do you mean don't worry about? Don't worry about it, it's fine. We're going to get hamburgers. We have to get Maya Fey her hamburgers. It's fine. How much money does Miss Tamora make? Eat your hamburgers, Tyrion. So began my journey into the world of law and magic. Our justice system is rotten to its core, and I'll have many trials ahead. Regardless, I'll keep fighting on to get justice for every one of my clients. Hooray! We did it! Episode 1 complete. This feeling, I knew it. Its radiant soul has finally awakened. I can't believe it. I'm waiting for so long. I can't wait for the day when I can see his eyes draped in agony. Oh. Oh. Alright. Shall we begin case 2? Wallace Nightgrave. He's a 16-year-old necromancer. Oh. Oh, well, I can see where this is gonna go already. Reminder, necromancy isn't inherently evil. Oh, Mr. Wallace, what do we do for you? Let me go. Oh, he's 16. Hold on. Nah, that's fine. Yeah. Let me go. I'm not going anywhere until I see her. I'm sorry, Wallace, but she's already passed. There's nothing more they could have done. How? This academy teaches the best mages in the kingdom. Are you telling me that they couldn't do anything? Her condition was much worse than we thought. The kingdom's magic isn't advanced enough to treat something like this. Lucio Steelwind can rain meteors from the sky. William Frege can teleport entire caravans across the continent. Are you telling me your mages couldn't cure one disease? I'm sorry, I truly am. He got a point, though. Emily. Oh boy. Yep, I see where this is going. Oh, we have plenty of time. I'm sorry, Celeste. There's no way out of this. Celeste's attention is sharply focused on the chessboard between you two. You can see her eyes quickly dart from piece to piece. Just give me a second. I can still win this. Celeste, there's no way for you to avoid checkmate next turn. Just surrender. She ignores you and continues staring at the pieces. There. What about that one? Checkmate. Damn it. Would you two keep it down? We are in a library. Miss Tamora glances at the chessboard. I hope you didn't spend the entire morning playing around. I've been working really hard, Ruby. I've already learned 2 spell formulas since we got here. Well, at least there's that. What about you, Cuthbert? Well, your fluster stammering tells her exactly how much progress you've made. I couldn't find any books about the subject we've been looking into. You spent the entire day combing through the kingdom's imperial library, researching the Eye of Horus. During Celeste's trial, you awakened to a new ability you've never used before. Up until then, you thought the Eye could see only surface-level thoughts, but during that moment with Garrick Pierce, the Eye of Horus was empowered, and you could see far more than usual. You told Miss Tamora about what happened, and it made you both wonder what other hidden abilities the Eye might have. You both decided it's time to find out more about the Eye and its origins. This library supposedly held the kingdom's entire knowledge of magic and the arcane arts. You couldn't find a single mention of any ability like the Eye. Does this kingdom seriously lack knowledge about it? Or do we need to look somewhere else? Are you sure you can't tell me what you're researching? I've traveled around the world. I might have seen something like it. Entertain the thought for a moment. You haven't known her for very long. The Eye of Horus is a supernatural ability that can't be detected by a spell compendium. You've always been wary about what the kingdom might do to you if they ever found out about it. Sorry, it's not something I have to really talk about. Fine. If I had to guess, I would say that they're looking into supernatural phenomena. Huh? You just let's nearly jump out of your chairs. Oh, hi! Oh! Hello. How long was she there? You notice her presence at all? I don't feel like she's looks oddly familiar. I'm terribly sorry if I startled you. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. As the girl approaches your table, you see another student frantically running after her. Eris, you can't just... I'm so sorry. Oh, it's fine, Wallace. I'm sorry, but who are you? Sorry, that was incredibly rude of me. My name is Eris Ilmater. And this is Wallace Nightgrave. We're both students here. Hi. Not to be rude, but that was a private conversation. Just how much did you hear? I wonder. Reading about the supernatural is actually a hobby of mine. Maybe I'll be able to help you with your research, Mr. Cuthbert. And what makes you so sure that is what we're researching? Mr. Cuthbert has a bad habit of muttering to himself when he thinks. I assumed that his research had something to do with the supernatural. Fear a piercing side glance from Miss Tamora. You avoid eye contact with her. But anyway, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Anyway, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Of course. I'd be happy to help. Wait. Fine. I suppose it wouldn't hurt. Okay. I don't like what's happening. This is the girl from Tyrion's dream. I don't like what's happening. Just remember to show some discretion, Tyrion. Oh, right. Okay, we can't move anywhere. I don't like her. I don't like her and her fourth wall breaking nonsense. Because that is definitely the reason I presented that piece. That is the reason I presented her to her. Because I wanted to see what she would say, and I don't like it. I feel incredibly attacked. Oh no. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I'm not some script for you to toy around with. Feel free to try again later, though. You're not entirely sure what she's talking about. Actually, Tyrion, I know what she's talking about, actually. It's a holy text. It must be related to the Church of Bahamut. Bahamut is here. Our Silver Dragon Lord. The table of students sit at. You were sitting here with Celeste all morning. Imagine. Alright, anything. Oh, what does this say? Some sort of notice. Due to constant misuse of arcane constructs voice systems, voice lines can now only be set to Headmaster Redmond. Oh, good. The text-to-speech is only this person's voice. That is definitely what that said. Appreciate the quality of life, just throwing you the stuff you can examine and marking the stuff as checked. Yeah, it's very good. They, I want to say that, Case Training Investigations did that too, eventually. I don't, So you two are students of the Imperial Academy? Yes, I'm currently studying illusion magic. No, you don't say. Illusions, that's the kind of magic that lets you turn invisible, right? Technically, yes, but few mages ever reach a level high enough for that. I'm a bit embarrassed to admit it, but I'm not able to cast invisibility. That's still pretty cool. What about you, Wallace? Wallace has its own unique field of study. Yeah, investigation at least told you when you were done. Yeah, that was nice. It's probably not your place to pry. Everyone is talking about you two. Really? It's rare for the school to let any outsiders in. That makes sense. This library isn't exactly open to the public. You were only able to get access because Miss Tamura's connections. We only ever get occasional visits from the noble houses. So I was curious as to who was able to break this dull monotony. Well, I'm a mercenary, but now I work as Tyrion's bodyguard. Oh, mercenary. After a trial, it turned out Celeste was more than capable of affording your services. However, Miss Tamura still proposed a different arrangement. After indicting Garrick Pierce, you painted a large target on your back. With Celeste being a mercenary, Miss Tamura decided to hire her as your bodyguard. She figured you would feel more comfortable around someone you were already friends with. Anyway, I'm a defense attorney. Defense attorney. My apologies, it's just not what I was expecting. What's that supposed to mean? Yeah, what? Supernatural phenomena? I wonder why you'd be researching such a thing. Yeah, I want to know too. I'm sorry, but I can't really say. Regardless, there are many spells in this world. So why are you so convinced that this phenomenon wasn't produced by a spell? What we're looking for doesn't seem to follow the classic rules of magic. Oh, how so? Please tell me. It was created by someone who's not a mage? Oh, really? So you're saying this is something created by a person? Are you saying... Wait, this implies mages aren't people. Wait, that's not okay. She called herself a not people. Words came out of your mouth before you realized it. Then a small apologetic look to Miss Tamura. That does remind me of a story. A story? Mr. Cuthbert, do you know a legend about how the kingdom of Wyverngard was created? Apparently, according to this game, Orange, yes, apparently. You mean the story about the ancient dragons? The ancient... what? Does Wyverngard have a story about ancient dragons? It's only one ancient dragon. The Church of Bahamut refers to him as the Scaled Lord. I'm sure you've even heard people mention him before. Legends say that the first mages were created centuries ago by him. Yep, good old Bahamut making the mages. At that time, our kingdom was caught in the middle of a brutal war. Imagine there was war. The way to defend themselves, the kingdom was on the brink of destruction. Our people prayed to Bahamut, the god of dragons, for salvation. And almost as if to answer their prayers, Rathalon, the last Scaled Lord, appeared before him. Scaled Lord bestowed the gift of magic on a band of heroes who were fighting on the front lines. With their magic, these heroes utterly overtook the kingdom's enemies and single-handedly won the war. It is said that these heroes went on to form the noble houses today. It's a load of nonsense. The story is nothing but religious propaganda to prop up the noble houses. Regardless, the significance of this legend is in the Scaled Lord himself. Do you mean Rathalon? Rathalion. There's an extra I in there. Rathalion bestowed the power to become a mage on several individuals, and to this day, the power can only be passed down genetically. You think of an arcane spell that can produce something like that? No, I suppose not. Rathalion must have had powers that weren't bound by the rules of the arcane arts. In other words, he could create supernatural phenomena without following the rules of magic. Please, do you honestly expect us to believe a story like that? It's completely unrealistic. As unrealistic as a non-mage using supernatural powers? She has a point. It's a far-fetched theory, but it's honestly the closest thing you have to a lead right now. Of course it would be you lot making all this noise. Hello. I don't like your glasses. I don't know why I don't like her glasses, but I don't like her glasses. She looks upon each of you with an equal amount of disdain. Professor Bellwether. Catherine Bellwether. That is Professor Bellwether to you. But didn't he just call you? I knew letting you rabble into our walls would lead to nothing but trouble. You started associating with our malcontents. The headmaster gave us express permission to be here. If you have an issue with that, take it up with him. I'll have you know that I was on my way to just do just that. Wallace? Yes? How am I supposed to understand you when you're stuttering? Yes, Professor Bellwether. Straighten out your uniform and fix that awful hair. You look like a street urchin. But I suppose it's unreasonable to expect anything more. As for you, I'll be on my way. There's something with her. There's something with her. What a bitch. Celeste. Oh, come on. We're all thinking it. Anyway, with all that out of the way, shall we begin? What? Why do you keep detecting fear from Celeste? Wallace, you finished this week's assignment, haven't you? Would you mind helping Celeste with her research? I don't know. Now that you mention it, I could really use some help finding a specific spell formula. You know your way around here, right, Wallace? Okay. Don't worry, Miss Tamora. I'll be more careful from now on. Please do. I still have some business to take care of here, so I'll leave you all to it. I don't trust her. I don't trust Eris. We spend the next few hours searching through the library's books with Eris. Ben thought to look into ancient dragons, and the library had books about them in abundance. There's one problem, though. There are a lot of myths and stories about the ancient dragons, but it's pretty difficult to tell fact from fiction with these accounts. It can't be helped. The Church of Bahamut is the dominant religion of our kingdom. We have the bones of dragons displayed in museums, but those bones are the only widely known evidence of the dragon's existence. Except for Rathalion, possibly. I wonder if he's still alive, like you said. I wouldn't be surprised. Despite everything, our kingdom's constitution still includes him in our government. Wait, really? As the savior of our kingdom, he and his kin were given an honorary position on our political hierarchy. Yet Ancient Dragon's authority technically rivals that of King Oliver. I had no idea. How have I never heard of this before? To be honest, the Let Law is just a way to revere him and appease the church. Well, Rathalion couldn't possibly be any worse than nobility. Ah! You're so stuck in your own thoughts that you accidentally bump into a bookshelf. Ah, I feel that. Ooh. 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 Like, my shoulder. The shelf begins to tip over. You're able to catch it before he fully falls over, but not before several books fall from the shelf. They hit the ground with a cacophony of thuds. Some students glance in your direction. Be quiet! Sorry. Be quiet! Eris begins giggling. She seems amused by what's happening. Hey, are you okay? I heard a loud... Whoa. Celeste stares at the pile of fallen books. What did you do? Forget it. Just help me clean this up. There's no need for that. Construct, I require assistance. Acknowledged. What? On Eris' command, one of the nearby suits of armor suddenly springs to life and begins walking towards you. The voice coming out of it sounds human, but it lacks emotion. Why does it sound familiar? Wait, did you do that, Eris? Yes, this is an arcane construct. It's a suit of armor that's animated using artificery. They're designed to carry out various tasks for the students. See, arcane constructs are suits of armor that are animated using artificery. They can carry out simple tasks when ordered. The ones in the Imperial Academy speak using the voice of Catherine Bellwether. Ah. These voices can only be changed. Voice lines can only be changed or adjusted by the Academy headmaster. Every command given to a construct is stored in its command log. The command log must be cleared regularly. That is a very suspicious line of text. Really, I didn't know anything like that existed. They're still experimental, so they aren't available to the public yet. That being said, construct, please place these books back where they belong. Acknowledge. On Eris' command, the construct begins quickly picking up the books. It moves with inhuman efficiency. After only a few seconds, all the books are back on their shelves. Wow, so they do whatever you tell them to do? Well, there are some limits to... Construct, tell me I'm the fairest maiden you've ever seen. Command rejected. Aw, what? I guess you're not allowed to lie. You feel a sharp pain in your side as Celeste quickly jabs you. The construct's voice is just a series of pre-recorded messages. I'm not sure if you noticed, but he uses the voice of Professor Bellwether. Unfortunately, you can't make them say anything other than what's recorded. Only a headmaster can change those settings. Artificery that can record audio. I've never seen anything like it. Man, he's never heard of a microphone? Huh. You said they're experimental, right? Maybe if we keep asking it, it'll just give up and do it. I would advise against that. Even if the commands are rejected, they're still stored in the construct's command logs. Anyway, we should probably get back to work. Fine. Read more about the ancient dragons. Most of the stories read more like fables. Yeah, it checks out. Not like I'm making any progress. Suddenly, you hear a thunderous, low-pitched sound. A thunderous, low-pitched sound blare across the room. It sounds like a high-pitched horn. Its volume turned up to unnatural levels. What? Celeste, do you hear that? Ugh, how can I not? What is that? You didn't touch anything. You weren't supposed to, right? What? Of course not. It finally stopped. Eris, wasn't that the lockdown system? Yes, I believe so. Lockdown system? The Academy is outfitted with a large artificery system. In a state of emergency, it will erect magical barriers throughout the building. State of emergency? Should we be worried? Don't worry. The lockdown is designed to keep everyone safe. Safe as long as the barriers are up. But Miss Tamora said she was going to do something on campus. In your disembodied voice echoes from the library, it sounds like it's being projected magically. It's the headmaster. He's using the intercom system. Students and faculty, please remain calm. There's been a murder on the academy grounds. What? Please stay where you are and wait for law enforcement to arrive. Damn it, we have to get out of here. I'm afraid that's not possible. The lockdown system protects and locks each room. We can't leave this room until it's deactivated. Well, we won't know until we try. Run to the entrance and begin frantically pulling on the door's handle. Try to pull all our strength into prying it open, but it doesn't even budge. Tyrion, stop! But Miss Tamora, I know you're worried about her, but there's already been a murder. I don't know where the attacker is, or if they're still armed. Best thing we can do right now is stay here and wait. I bet she's gonna be framed, or she's dead. She's probably dead. Damn it. She's probably dead. Our dearest Mia Fey is dead. She taught us everything we know. Celeste's hand rests on her sword. Her eyes are carefully watching the entrance. Wow, we've been here for hours and she still hasn't stopped watching the door. She was also able to calm you down earlier. It's easy to forget sometimes, but she's always been reliable when it really counts. No. What? Students and faculty, thank you for your patience. Law enforcement has secured the building. The lockdown has been lifted. Please remain in the building until the headmaster is barely finished with his message before you're out the door. Tyrion? Hey, don't go off on your own. Desperately run through the academy halls. No. Miss Tamora, where are you? You have no idea where you're even going anymore. You can feel your fear and anxiety rise with every passing moment. Where is she? Oh my gosh, she's not dead. Cuthbert? What's wrong? Why are you shouting? Miss Tamora? Calm down, you're hyperventilating. I heard there was a murder and I've been looking all over for you. And you were worried about me? I just... You hug Miss Tamora tightly as you're overcome with emotion. She's usually not receptive to affection, but you don't care. You just relieve that she's safe. Tyrion, there you are, and you're crying. Sorry, I didn't mean to worry you so much. We heard the announcement. This one over your head when you played it. Oh. Do you know what happened, Ruby? I do, but You see Miss Tamora glance at Wallace for a brief moment. For now, I think we should head to the foyer. You arrive at the foyer and see the room swarm with a legion of familiar knights. Is that the Inquisition? Don't tell me. Headmaster mentioned that there was a murder on campus. Someone used magic. Hey, you there! As you enter the foyer, Commander White notices you and begins marching in your direction. Essentially to focus on you. Huh? Are you Wallace Nightgrave? Yes, but by the authority of Wyvern Crown, I'm placing you under arrest. Hey, what are you doing? You three? The hell are you doing here? You said he was under arrest? On what charges? This kid's charged with the murder of Catherine Bellwether. What? He was with us! Wasn't that the professor you met in the library earlier? Like hell you're arresting him. He was with us in the library for the entire morning. There's no way he could have murdered her. Move aside, Celeste. But Miss Tamora's right. If Wallace is a suspect, we can't stop the Inquisition from arresting him. No, don't worry, Wallace. We'll get to the bottom of what happened. Without a word, Wallace allows the Inquisition to drag him away. My apologies. I'm going to go and check on him. This is terrible. I still don't understand. Why would they suspect Wallace of all people? I'm not sure myself. Unlike most magical homicides at schools filled with plenty of mages, there has to be a long list of suspects. Is there anything we can do? I'm going to investigate what happened. Cuthbert? Yes? He hasn't accepted you as his attorney yet. You don't even know if he'll be working this case. But I know that he's innocent. I just can't sit here and do nothing. Well, I can't stop you, but please remember that being an attorney is your job. Being an attorney is your job. It's not charity work. Come cry to me if you run out of gold. Right. Anyway, I still have some business to take care of in the city. You two be okay handling this? Yeah, we'll take care of this. Good. I'll leave everything to you then. Alright, let's go. It's been a few hours since Wallace was arrested. You and Celeste were with him during the lockdown, so the Inquisition had to take your statements. But the more they questioned you, the more you could tell that they had doubts about your testimony. You need to do more if you want to establish an alibi for Wallace. That took longer than expected. We've already lost a ton of time talking to the Inquisition, but we should be free to roam around now. Where should we go first? Probably the crime scene. Yeah, I like the crime scene. We need to figure out what actually happened. Ruby said that the body was found in Lecture Hall 2B, the west wing of the school. Alright, that seems like a good place to start. Yep, let's just start with the classroom. Let's just go. Hey, stop right there. Let's try to enter the classroom. You're stopped by one of the Inquisition Knights. I'm the defense attorney for the accused. We have a right to investigate the crime scene. Yeah, from what I heard, the kid doesn't have an attorney yet. Oh, well. It's quite alright. Let them in. Lady Steelwood, do not call me that. Oh, you work under me, you will address me as Prosecutor Steelwind? Yes, sir. Prosecutor Steelwind. What's that smell? You enter the classroom, you find yourself inhaling a sour and rancid odor. You totally didn't get the game was trying to make me feel that it was going to be like a Mia Fey situation, but surprise, she's fine. Yeah, it definitely was feeling that way. As you enter the classroom, you find yourself inhaling a sour and rancid odor. It's just so overwhelming, your eyes begin to tear up. Don't worry, you eventually get used to the smell. What are you even doing here, Steelwind? It's to coordinate the investigation. Look around the crime scene. There isn't a single Inquisition Knight in the room. Isn't that the Inquisition's job? Due to the circumstances, I've decided to handle this case personally. Well, since I've got you here, can we ask you some questions about what happened? And I assume you're planning to defend this case. That would make you my opponent. What do I have to gain from helping you? Right. However, I would be willing to answer your questions. Well, if you answer some of mine as well. Oh, okay. She possibly wants to ask you. Alright, let's take a look. Oh, Tyrion, I almost forgot. This is our first official case together. I wanted to show you something that I learned. Okay.
Arcanum.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, what was that? That is the incantation for the detect magic spell. Hooray! We can detect magic. we have learned the cantrip detect magic. Yep, we can see magical traces while we're examining crime scenes now. So Celeste can now cast Detect Magic. While examining a location, press Detect Magic to make a magical trace visible. If there are any magical traces at your location, you'll see a colored overlay.
Arcanum.
So we have 2. Alright, well let's check the body first. Body's purple. What's wrong? There's a trace of necromancy on the body. I was not expecting purple to be the color of necromancy, but okay. Necromancy? Isn't necromancy the type of magic that creates undead? She's not going to get up and walk away, right? We're honestly not sure. And that's the part of the reason why I've stationed myself here. What does that have to do with Wallace? Oh, you didn't know. Wallace Nightgrave is a necromancer. He's a what? We believe he drained her life force completely using a necromancy spell. That's why there are noticeable wounds. Here's the autopsy report. It will tell you everything you need to know. Died at 2:01 p.m. Very precise. The body shows no signs of cuts or bruising. The alchemist report has verified the death was not caused by poison or disease. Body shows traces of necromancy and illusion magic. Cause of death is not apparent, but likely caused by necromancy. But in this modern day, the Inquisition doesn't commonly deal with necromancy. We're on the edge about what other spells he might have used, so I'm here to make sure that nothing unholy happens to the body. You can't believe it. You've heard stories of necromancers before, but why would Wallace be studying something like that? Even if Wallace is a necromancer, aren't there plenty of other mages who can cast necromancy spells? This is an academy for mages, after all. No. There are no laws against it, but the knowledge required to learn necromancy is heavily controlled. No one in their right mind would dare teach necromancy beyond basic healing magic. But your healing spells are conjuration spells. They're not necromancy spells. Okay. Well, I need to separate D&D classifications of spells from this, because they're different. That tells me they're different. Frankly, I'm surprised even one student at this school was allowed to learn it. I can see why, but because of this special piece of evidence, we know that he is the murderer. But it's still too convenient. Ah, she's also suspect. Normally, you can only see thoughts from people who are stressed or excited. Nothing Miss Steelwind is excited, so something is causing her to be stressed. Is there something you're not telling us, Steelwind? Because something tells me that this case isn't as straightforward as you claim it is. If you truly believe that, then why don't you prove it? Yeah, I can't see any more thoughts from her. She must be subconsciously guarding her mind now. But she's clearly hiding something. Alright. That's trace of illusion. That checks out. We believe the suspect donned an illusory guise immediately after murdering the victim. Using this disguise, he discreetly made his way back to the library and noticed. Assuming that Wallace isn't the murderer, the real killer must have used a similar disguise. Which means that no one would have seen them leave this classroom. It'd be hard to find any witnesses that saw the perpetrator. It also means that when we saw her in the library, that she likely was already dead. It's painting as some sort of musician. There's some text written below it. Dr. Nicholas Gustau, inventor of the arcane engine. His work revolutionized trade and travel across seas. He was well known for not discriminating between common folk and nobility, judging his assistants based purely on their merit. Looks like he was a man of many. Yep, well, good for him. Books. Oh, yeah, books in here too. Next book is about alchemy. Ooh. Oh, lame. What do you mean lame? That shows a window with a view. I bet it does. That's when the spell formulating cast up. Yep. Is that not normal? Nope. Apparently not. I'm guessing I don't have Celeste's. I don't get to know her. I don't get to know what she's learned. Alright, let's look at the body. Or at least look at the chalk outline of the body. I can't believe the professor's dead. We just saw her this morning. There's a chalk outline around where her body was. It appears that most of the blood came from her abdomen. Though the fatal wound was? Yeah, I'm actually very confused. There's blood, but no wounds? Does it mean the murderer attacked her in the classroom? Maybe, it was hard to say for certain. Yeah, I'm... Let me make sure I got everything. Okay. Hi. Miss McCoy. It is my understanding you were adopted. Would you happen to know who your birth parents are? Hey, isn't that too personal of a question? You agreed to answer my questions, didn't you? I didn't think you meant... it's fine, Tyrion. I'm fine with answering it if it helps Wallace. I don't know who my birth parents are. I never tried looking for them. I see. If I recall correctly, your spell can only contain one spell. Considering your upbringing, how did you learn Mage Blade in the first place? I bought a scroll from a merchant a few years ago. It had the Mage Blade spell formula on it. But I know more than one spell now. I actually learned just a few spells today. I'm sorry. Spells. As in plural. How long did it take you to learn these spells? A few hours, I think. I learned multiple spell formulas in a few hours? I see. I think this is the game that lets you use arrows to cycle through things so you can examine. Oh, okay, that's good to know. I will try that. I think that's all I need to ask for now. Okay. Sharing information about the investigation for that? Why is she so interested in Celeste all of a sudden? I'm actually very curious what house she's from too. I can't take it anymore. That smell's driving me crazy. What is that? From what I understand, there's a bit of an accident a few days ago. It happened during one of the classes the headmaster was teaching. He misread the instructions for an alchemy experiment, and as a result, he accidentally produced this rancid-smelling vapor. Vapor? It's not poisonous, is it? Of course not. Wouldn't be standing here if it were. It's just extremely unpleasant to the senses. Okay, foul-smelling classroom. Yep. Oh, text log. I'm experimenting with the keyboard because I'm going to see what things do. Okay, so N opens up my notes. S opens up the save menu. T opens up the text log so I can go back. I'm guessing that's just the stuff up here. I mean, that's fine. Alright, well. The murder! Do you know what happened here, Seolin? It all began when the City Watch received a call from the Academy. Supposedly there was an attack on campus grounds. The entire building was put in a lockdown. The City Watch set up a perimeter around the building where they waited for the system to deactivate. Then the Academy let them in once the scene was secure. I'm not so sure about the specifics, but supposedly the lockdown can't be shut down manually. You have to ask for one of the Academy's admins if you want to know more. Anyway, you two were also present in Longtown. Am I correct? Either of you see anything suspicious? No, we actually met the professor that morning. She was still alive. Oh, I see. That does match with accounts from our other witness. Do you have any idea where she went after she left the library? My master gave us express permission to be here. Oh, she was going to the head. Uh-oh. She said she was going to meet with the headmaster. He also mentioned that when I questioned him. She attended the meeting as planned. Headmaster met with Bellwether. You probably want to speak with him next. Yeah. Mr. found her way into the classroom afterward. You happen to have a map of the academy? I do. I have extra copies if you'd like one. Convenient, that. There's only one direct path from the headmaster's office to this lecture hall. Also convenient, which took any detours. Alright, what about the body? How was the body discovered? Members of the kitchen staff spotted her collapse inside the classroom. They reported the situation to the campus admin, where they attempted to save her life, but it was too late. The professor had already passed away by the time any healers had arrived. This were staff members. Who were they? I believe their names were Valentina and Valerie Ianis. They're apparently sisters. Orem was the one who collected their statements. Didn't notice anything about their behavior. From what he said, they had a few quirks, but nothing too suspicious. Quirks. He told me they were running and spinning around him during questioning. What does that mean? No, actually, what does that mean? I have no idea. Perhaps they were so wretched for finding their co-worker murdered. I don't want to speak with those staff members. Yeah. Alright, so we've already told the Inquisition this, but Wallace was with us the entire time. He couldn't have committed the murder. Yeah, he has a perfect alibi. Strong, maybe, but his alibi is far from perfect. Ms. McCoy herself told us that. There was a small time period where she wasn't with him. What? Right, it was when I came to check on you after you knocked over that shelf. Got a little lost on my way back to Wallace, but still. We lost each other for a few minutes. That may be, but unless his alibi is airtight, the evidence in this room proves that it was him. What do you mean? It would be easier to explain once you examine it yourself. Oh, which we've done.
Prepario Arcanum.
Yeah. Oh, we have lots to look at. Nation of Noble House, you must have gone to school here. Did you know Catherine Bellwether while you were here? Unfortunately, I did. I constantly clashed with her over treatment of the students. Yeah, we're investigating phase. One of my biggest regrets is failing to remove her from her position before I graduated. Oof. I would say more, but it doesn't feel right to speak ill of the dead. Alright, let's go talk to Wallace and make him, make sure we can actually... Oh, I guess he's not here yet. Alright. I think we should go talk to the headmaster. You follow the map the CON gave you, and you arrive at the headmaster's office. Oh, hello there. I wasn't expecting guests today. Sorry for coming unannounced. You must be... My name is Theodore Redmond. I'm the headmaster of Wyvern God's Imperial Academy. And judging from your appearance, you must be the protege of Ruby Tamora. What do I owe the pleasure? You subject my clues. Wait. No, they're not fabricated. I mean... Nah, they might be. I don't know. They may have been fabricated for me. They must be here to investigate the murder. Wait, Eris? I thought you went to see Wallace. They are by the game's depths. Exactly. Unfortunately, the Inquisition is questioning him now. They aren't allowing visitors. He must be so scared right now. I hope he's okay. Right, she had the same experience not too long ago. If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know. This is terrible. To think one of my prized students would be accused of murder. We heard your voice on the intercom when the lockdown happened. Are you the one who triggered it? Yes, I activated it when I received a call from one of the staff. They reported Professor Bellwether had been attacked. Okay. how does the lockdown system work? It's an artificial network that covers the entire academy. In the event of an emergency, I can activate it using this stone. Tyrion pulls out a glowing stone from his desk. You can hear the hum of magical energy emanating from it. Once activated, the system creates magical barriers throughout the building. It is designed to contain and protect each room in the building. Can a powerful mage breach any of those barriers? I doubt it. Barriers can withstand a great amount of force. They even block mages from teleporting through them. Once activated, even I can't turn it off for an hour. That's good information. What can you tell me about Wallace? Earlier you said he was one of your prize students. Eldritch Blast and Dimension Door are both useless. I just need to understand, why did the prosecutor say he was a necromancer? Well, because technically he is one. What? Why would he be studying something like that? Necromancy is probably one of the most dangerous and most scrutinized schools of magic. This is true in every setting. Its image has been long tainted by stories of dark wizards raising armies of undead. However, it doesn't just control the forces of death, it also controls the forces of life. Forces of life. The truth is that healing magic is also classified as necromancy. Most healers don't care to admit it because of the stigma it has. That's why Wallace is studying it. He wants to become a doctor. There are plenty of mages who know healing magic. Why is Wallace being singled out? For years, he's been studying necromancy beyond basic healing. Restoration is a perfectly valid school of magic, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. That's right. That's right. He believes that high-level necromancy could revolutionize modern medicine. Unfortunately, among many among the faculty don't see it that way. Ugh. Wallace doesn't hail from a noble house. He's a mage that was born among the common folk. He's like me. Many of the faculty fear he'll use his knowledge to raise armies of undead, just like the necromancers of old. The Imperial Academy isn't even permitted to teach its students beyond basic healing magic. Then why'd you allow him to study it? After everything that has happened to him, I made an exception. Everything that happened to him? I'm not at liberty to say more. You'll have to ask him if you wish to know more. If you plan on defending Wallace, you'll need a spell compendium. Am I correct? Yes. Having a spell compendium is instrumental to acquitting him. You may find that a bit difficult. You see, after a certain incident, he destroyed his compendium. Why? Why would he do that? Doesn't he need that to use magic? A spell compendium is a device mages use to keep track of what spells they can cast. It's really convenient for remembering the formulas and incantations of your spells. But it's not actually required to use magic. I thought of destroying mine a long time ago, but they're really expensive. Luckily, I have an unattuned spell compendium right here. I'd be more than happy to give it to you if it helps Wallace. Thanks. Wallace just needs to maintain physical contact with it for 10 minutes. After that, the compendium will attune to his magic. Just make sure that you don't let another mage like Celeste hold it. Once it attunes to a mage, no one else can use it. An unattuned spell compendium, but the mage keeps... Yep. What? How did... Wonderful! I hope you can persuade Wallace to attune to it. I am so suspect of this lady. I do not trust her in the slightest. Ugh. What can you tell me about Catherine Bellwether? Oh, that's a lot of emotions. That's a whole mess of emotions. She was rather unpleasant to work with. Why didn't you fire her? You're the What? I think she want to have the emergency. Yes, if I could vote her out now, I would. Can you think of any enemies she may have had? You may as well list everyone who attended this school. It's best to be blunt with these sort of things. As you saw this morning, she had a pretty abrasive attitude toward the students. Many people in this school did not care for her. Maybe she wasn't the nicest person, but would it really be enough to motivate someone to murder her? She'd often target and harass students, especially those who were from the common folk. She had made a habit of expelling those students for minor infractions. For commoners, magic can be our ticket out of poverty. Can't imagine how it would feel to have the opportunity unfairly taken from you. She put so much pressure on those students. Some even left the academy of their own volition. They couldn't handle her constant verbal abuse. Even then, would there really be enough motive to commit murder? The human psyche is a fragile thing. Oh, I don't like her saying that. It's astounding what someone might do when pushed far enough. About her relationship with the faculty. In some cases, it's worse than it was with the students. She often treats the staff like her personal servants. I have received many complaints from them about her behavior. Sorry if this sounds rude, but why didn't you just fire? See? Why didn't you just fire her? She's used her position to curry favor in the noble houses for over the year. As you can imagine, the Academy's board is controlled by the nobility. Even if I tried to remove her, they probably support her over me. I heard that you had a meeting scheduled with Professor Bellwether this morning. What time was that, and when did the meeting end? Our meeting was scheduled for noon. We arrived on time, and our meeting lasted until 1. That didn't seem off. Did anything seem off about her to you? No. She seemed to be her usual self. Don't mind me asking, what was the purpose of your meeting? We met to discuss routine administrative matters. Despite our personal disagreements, we stay civil in discussing personal affairs. But to be perfectly honest, it did always feel like I was treading on eggshells when speaking to her. You were her superior, weren't you? Didn't she respect your authority? We had many arguments about how I was managing the... She was very vocal about her distaste for the common folk students. He was difficult, to say the least. Well, table for guests. Is that wine? No, it's actually it's wine. It's wine. Yes, it's wine. Who's this lad? It's wine. It looks like wine. It's wine. Oh, that's Jason Steelwind. Jason Steelwind. A... Yes, he's the earliest recorded ancestor of House Steelwind. Legends say that the Scaled Lord bestowed his power upon him and his allies to create the first mages. Apple juice can be a censorship for apple cider. Yeah, that's also true. Hard to even tell that he and the prosecutor belong to the same bloodline. As with all noble houses, House Steelwind has quite humble beginnings. Who is this fine fellow? That's Professor Lucas Gilbert. He was an instructor here many decades ago. He was well beloved by students here and became... He was quite the accomplished scholar. And despite all that, this was all despite him lacking the ability to use magic. Interesting. He's quite remarkable. Unfortunately, we lost him to illness very early in his life. There's a window with a view of the garden. It's a very nice view. Fireplace. Quick scan, detect.
Materia Arcanum.
I'm gonna guess he's not gonna have. Oh, it's a terrible thing that happened. To think that someone would commit murder within the academy using necromancy, no less. Yes, it's all a lot to take in. All right, let's go to the kitchen. Hello, is anyone there? Be right there. Sorry, the cafeteria is closed right now. Actually, we're here to investigate the murder. We heard 2 members of the kitchen staff discovered the body. Oh, that would be me. I'm Valentina Iannis. How about the other person? Do you know where they are right now? Oh, that would be my sister Valerie. But I think she's somewhere else on campus right now. If you're with those knights, we've already told them everything we know. Actually, we're investigating separately from them. I want to ask you some questions about what you saw. Sure. I have to remember those details again. Start. Can you tell us about how you and your sister discovered the body? Right. My sister and I were talking in the hallway from the kitchen to the west exit. We spotted the professor in a nearby classroom. She was lying on the floor and bleeding. He used an emergency communication device to call for help. While I was doing that, my sister tried to wake her up. That would imply that Valerie thought she could be resuscitated. Did she know that if the professor was still alive or not? We're not sure. But she wasn't responding at all. She wasn't breathing, and she didn't have a pulse. Oh. What do you know about the suspect? His name is Wallace Nightgrave. He's a student here. He's that scary kid, right? The one that raises undead? Those are just rumors. He would never do something like that. But he studies necromancy, right? You ever actually met him? No, but I've heard the rumors. He's always hanging around the cemetery. I'm sure he's just biding his time, waiting for his chance to raise an army. It can't be helped that people think of him that way, but you can't help but be a little annoyed on his behalf. Yeah, it's a little annoying. What can you tell you about Catherine Bellwether? Oh, there it is again. Well, I guess there's no point in hiding it anymore. She's a horrible person. She's really terrible to all of us. By all of us, you mean the academy staff? Yeah. She treated us like her personal servants. Sometimes she'd make messes on purpose just so she could order us to clean it up. That probably sounds terrible, but I'm sure a lot of people are glad that she's gone. I just hope we can all still keep our jobs. Yeah, why was she... Did you ever feel like your job is at risk because of Bellwether? Yes, actually. She's actually planning to fire all of the staff. Oh. Well, there's motive for everyone. That can't be true, can it? The academy needs staff to function. I'm not sure about the details. It's just that's just what Jan told us. Who's Jan? He's one of the academy custodians. You can probably find him cleaning in the halls if you look around. Now let's go find Jan.
Materia Arcanum.
No magic. There's nothing to oh wait. Let's go to the foyer. Oh, it's this, yeah. Alright, actually, let's go to the barracks. We might be able to talk to our... Nope.
Materia Arcanum.
Well, it's less this room was close to the crime scene. Could you guys detect magic and scan for magical traces? Sure. You just say scan. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I'll just go get out of your way then. Wow, she just bolted out of the room. What was that about?
Materia Arcanum.
Abstract cooking implements hanging from the wall. Alright. The bread is free. I may as well take advantage of it. That is... Oh, man. I feel that. Phoenix, go eat a hamburger. Right? Morning, Amerith. You must serve students meals on these plates, yeah? Probably not loaded you, Celeste. Sorry. There's actual wine.
Repario Arcanum.
Yeah, there is no magic here. Okay. You spelled Valentina again. She's speaking to someone in a blue collar. You know, okay, we had to move her. Oh, he's so sleepy. Oh, I feel this man. Jan, where have you been? You still haven't fixed the plumbing in the kitchen sinks. Someone just died. Can we take the day off for once? You're causing trouble for me and Valentina, please? Oh. This is the other one. You're causing trouble for me and Valentina. Please be reasonable. Wait, why is Valentina suddenly speaking in the third person? Oh, hello. Valentina? Oh, I apologize. I see why you're confused. I'm not Valentina. I'm her sister Valerie. Great. We have a Trials and Tribulations Case 5 thing going on. The Hawthorne sisters. You trying to trick us or something? You look exactly the same. You remember something reading something about like this before? You two are identical twins. Huh? I've read about identical twins before. Yes, we are. This means that she was the one to discover the body alongside Valentina. Since we have here, do you mind if we ask you a few questions about what happened? I'm terribly sorry. I spent a lot of time looking for Jan here. I'm really behind in my work. But Jan was also nearby when we discovered the body. I'm sure he can answer your questions. Valerie quickly walks away. Oh, wait. Can we go after her? I'm pretty sure I can catch up to her. No, we don't want to scare those two more than we already have. Anyway. Valeria said that Jan was around when the murder happened. Maybe he saw something. Jan Hughes. Jan, was it? Do you mind if we ask you some questions about what happened? Oh, really? Well, whatever. At least I can have an excuse to take a break now. Jan the janitor. So Jan, are you a part of the staff here? Yep. I'm a janitor. I clean. I do odd jobs here and there. Ugh. Apparently that's all you have to say about that. Valerie mentioned that you were close to Electoral 2B before they found Bellwether. What were you doing when the twins discovered the body? I was cleaning the halls. Bellwether knocked over a vase and there were shards of dirt everywhere. Wait, you saw the professor before the twins arrived? Yeah. Like I said, she broke the vase right in this hallway. It was probably 20 to 30 minutes before the twins found the body. You might have been the last person to see her alive. Did you see where she went after breaking the vase? Yeah, I think she went into that room over there. The Point's lecture hall that Bellwether was found in. Is there anyone else in the lecture hall? I'm honestly not sure. I was more worried about cleaning the mess she made. Well, did you notice anything off about her? She was in a pretty bad mood. But honestly, that's pretty normal for her. She's walking real slow. I had noticed her at first. She basically shoved me out of her way. After that, she knocked over that vase. I didn't even say anything after that. She just yelled at me to be quiet. She went after that? Not really, but only thing in that direction is lecture hall 2B. Can't imagine her going anywhere else. So Jan saw her go in, and that was it. What can you tell me about Catherine Bellwether? I heard she's a pretty bad relationship with the staff. Oh, I heard she has a pretty bad relationship with the staff. She has a bad relationship with just about everyone. Students, you have teachers. I can't think of many people who actually did get along with her. I'm sure you had your own share of bad experiences with her. Yeah. She'd always yell at me when I was taking too long to get a job done. I hate to say it, but things are a lot more peaceful around here without her. That's blunt to say the least. You can't exactly blame him for thinking that. Valentina mentioned something interesting. Did you tell her that Bellwether was going to fire the academy staff? Yeah, I remember that. What made you think that she was going to do something like that? You know those arcane constructs by the library? Ugh. Bellwether was the one who ordered them. Oh yeah, they're so cool. Well, a few weeks ago I overheard a meeting she was having with the headmaster. What I heard, she was planning on to order more constructs and entirely replace the staff. Oh. Well, I'm sure the headmaster rejected her proposal. I don't know. From the way she was talking, it sounded like he didn't have a say in the matter. But the headmaster would have the authority to fire the staff. Why would she be that confident? Don't know. All I know is she hated having common folk in the schools, even among the staff. She was really miffed that he was hiring common folk from the community center. Man, I'm liking her less and less as time goes on. It's over. My life is over. Wallace. What do you want? Wallace, it's Celestine Tyrion. In the library, remember? Oh, right. How are you doing? Apparently not well. Please, tell me you're going to let me out of here. I keep telling them I didn't do it. They still won't let me go. I'm sorry, Wallace, but they found traces of necromancy magic on the body. And because of that, they're going to push your case to trial. What? Are they going to execute me? This can't be happening. I can feel those walls closing in. I can't breathe. Please calm down. We know you're innocent. With that said, would you let me represent you in court? Oh, right. You said you were a lawyer, but I don't really have any money to pay you with. Don't worry about it. For now, let's just focus on getting you acquitted. What? They seriously want to help me? No, they want something from me. But I guess it doesn't matter anyway. Not like I have anything else to lose. It's not exactly the reaction you were expecting. At least he's cooperating. Alright. First things first. Hey. Book. Oh, fine. What's your alibi? I don't understand. I was with you in the library the entire time. Why did they still think I'm the murderer? Until the Inquisition, right? Did you tell them that I'm innocent? They framed me? Oh, God. You try the exact thing. It makes sense. Hey, hey, you should hold this book. Let me talk to you. Well, we did, but as we said before, there are traces of necromancy on the body. And with the state of the body, they believe she was murdered with a necromancy spell. Apparently that makes you their prime suspect. Right, I see. Boss, we heard about type magic you're studying. Don't worry. The headmaster explained it to us already. You just want to use necromancy to become a doctor, right? I understand that you have reservations about talking about your magic. In order to build a case for you, I need your spell compendium. I don't have one. I know. Paris already told us about that. That's why she gave us a blank one for you to attune to. Do I have to? It's your life on the line, and we need all the information we can to help you. I'm sorry, you're right. I'll attune to it. Great. Alright. And we have Presentation, Mend Wounds, Illusory Disguise, Revive, Animate Corpse, and Necrotic Blight. That's not good. Oh, good. Alright. Presentation, as we know. Mend Wounds. Heals the wounds on the target over casting time. Wounds on the target are magically healed without leaving any scars or bruises. Cannot restore missing limbs, nor can it revive someone who has already died. Illusory Disguise. Place an illusion on the target to completely change their visual appearance. Disguise moves with the target for the duration. The disguise can make the target look 1 foot larger or smaller. Elements hidden by the spell are made invisible. Elements created by the spell are purely visual. You cannot make physical contact with it. Okay, so revive is it's revivify. You have to quick. If you can bring if someone died, you have a minute to bring them back to life. Cool. Animate corpse. Reanimates target using life energy, creating an undead minion for the duration. Minion follows the caster's orders, but its intelligence is limited. It cannot speak. Minion can end the spell prematurely, but only will only do so if ordered by the caster. For the duration of 8 hours. This is the spell that they're trying to say was cast on her. That makes sense. You understand the reason why he's studying this type of magic, but the spells in this compendium are still pretty gruesome. It's a little terrifying that spells like this even exist. Sorry, I know I was being difficult. A long time ago, I showed my compendium to someone I trusted. After she saw my necromancy spell, she told everyone in the academy. Also, when Professor Bellwether started coming after me. I'm sorry, that must have been hard for you. At least you had Eris. Yeah, I did. How do you and Eris become friends anyway? Yeah, I'm also worried about Eris. It was a bit of a strange story. Sometimes the other students would steal the ID number off my locker. They'd switch it with the one on another locker. That was funny whenever the owner got angry with me. Eris had a bit of a reputation around our school. I'm not sure why, but everyone was scared of her. Even the students of the nobility. It's probably due to some baseless rumors. What rumors, though? Come on, Tyrion. One day, someone switched my nameplate with hers. I was so scared when she approached me. I couldn't even say anything, but she didn't get angry like the others. She just apologized and gave me back my nameplate. After that, she randomly started talking to me whenever she saw me. We became friends after that. That's nice. Still don't trust her. I don't trust her as far as I can throw her. We'll have to ask. If it's caused you so much trouble, why are you still studying necromancy? Want to use it to become a doctor? MS chose the same thing, but you could have just stopped after learning the healing spells. Why are you learning spells that could steal people's life force and raise undead? Life and death are two sides of the same coin. That's the key principle behind necromancy. The first undead was actually a failed attempt to resurrect a human using magic. I never knew that. Right now, basic necromancy can only heal injuries and wounds, but it can't do anything for diseases or deformities. If I can just keep studying, I know I can create a new type of necromancy, one that can cure diseases and save lives. Ah. I think I already guessed the answer to this question, but how was your relationship with Catherine Bellwether? Exactly what you'd expect. After word got out that when I was studying, Professor Bellwether would always target me. She'd start yelling at me for the smallest mistakes. She'd do that to some of the other students too, and she'd focus on the ones that were poor like me. Yeah, that's awful. Waking up each day dreading the possibility she'd notice me in the hallways. I knew how to avoid her and stay out of the way. Sometimes she'd just come looking for me. I can't believe that after everything she did, she's just gone. She must have mixed emotions about what happened. I honestly don't know how I feel. To be honest, I always wish she would just disappear. Now it's finally happened, I just feel even more afraid. Feels like she's going to come back from the grave to haunt me. Oh god. Even with Bellwether gone, his trauma will probably still linger. I'm trying to put things together now. Figure something out? Yeah, I just need to take some time to think through everything. Prosecution will want to implicate Wallace despite his alibi. They wouldn't have a reason to do this unless the evidence heavily implicated him. How does the evidence implicate Wallace? We know Wallace is a necromancer, the only person in the Academy capable of high-level necromancy. It's because of a magical trace of necromancy was found in the classroom. So. Oh, it's on the body. Sorry, it's on the body and not in the classroom. This means that Wallace. This means that you think that Wallace used one of his necromancy spells. Even without seeing the trace, it's pretty obvious magic was used on the body. Right, because there aren't any wounds on it. And the autopsy report found no signs of poison or disease. So what spell do they think Wallace used? They think he used Necrotic Blight. Yeah, sentence building. The game. I'd probably say they used Necrotic Blight. Necrotic Blight would have drained the life force from her body. That's where the contradiction lies. Let's suppose Wallace did kill Bellwether using Necrotic Blight. What's wrong with the crime scene? There shouldn't be any blood. Necrotic Blight is a spell that doesn't inflict any visible wounds. There shouldn't have been any blood on the body. And what really happened. That's the last piece. If I had to guess, the information we need is being hidden by one of the witnesses who discovered the body. Valentina. She's definitely hiding something. You notice how she reacted when I actually just scanned the room? Yes, she ran away. She didn't even try to be subtle about it. The way she reacted, she may have been trying to hide herself from to detect magic. I mean, there's a magical trace on her. Alright, to the kitchen. Ah, those two are finally gone. I can finally get some cleaning done. Okay, there she is. Use detect magic to scan from here. Just don't shut the incantation like you always do. You know that. Are you in? Okay. What the? Trace of magic on her. What school is it? It's necromancy. There's a trace of necromancy on her. Is she gonna fall over dead in like the next couple hours? Is she gonna fall over dead while we're talking to her? Oh no. Oh no. Or was she killed and brought back? Uh-oh. Let's talk to her and see if we can get more information out of her. If all else fails, we can confront her with the evidence we have. Oh, it's you two again. They're back. Okay, just relax. All I do is repeat what I told them last time. That won't work this time. Nope. Miss Leonis, did you know there's a trace of necromancy on Bellwether's body? That's what he used to kill the professor, right? A necromancy spell? That's the thing. That's the thing. If that were true, a lot of evidence we found doesn't make sense. I think someone else casts a spell on the body. Is it possible that you saw someone use magic on Bellwether? No, definitely not. Calm down, there's no way they know. Her thoughts are open book now. If you beat her in an argument, her thoughts, oh good, it's argument time. Valentina clearly knows something she's not letting on. She found the body alongside her sister and reacted strangely when you mentioned something. Someone may have used magic on the body. What is she hiding? Let's start the argument. She's more concerned with protecting herself than doing the right thing. She'll continue to hide her secrets unless she thinks that doing so is dangerous for her. She sees well as the villain's necromancer will not feel pity for him. Okay. To be honest, it's clear to anyone how nervous you are. You can practically see the fear you're emanating right now. Just tell us the truth. It'll be a lot easier for the both of us. Let's say I were hiding something, which I'm not, by the way. I don't have to tell you anything. Why should I tell you anything? I know my rights. You've already given your statement to the Inquisition. If the truth comes out, what do you think they'll do when they realize you lied to them? Who are you protecting, Miss Ionis? You talk a big game, but I bet you can't actually prove anything, can you? Think I'm designed to protect someone? I don't even know any mages, and I definitely didn't see anyone use magic on the body. Incorrect. You have a magical... You cannot hide the truth. What? You say you've never even seen a necromancy spell before? If that were true, why is there a trace of necromancy on you? Wait, what? There's a trace of necromancy on me? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, she doesn't know about the spell that was cast on her? That doesn't make any sense. She doesn't know about the trace. She wouldn't have avoided Celeste back. There must be an explanation. This is crazy. Why is there a trace of necromancy on me? Am I going to die? Am I going to become a zombie? That's strange. Is she really unaware of a spell was cast on her? Or is she playing dumb? Why doesn't she know the spell was necromancy? The spell... It was a healing spell, and she doesn't know that they're necromancy spells. Calm down, Miss Ionis. Not all necromancy spells relate to the undead. Healing spells are also from the school of necromancy. Healing spells? Oh, it was from that time she healed that cut. That implies she knows a mage who studies healing magic. Could that person be a student here? Sorry, I just remembered there's something else I have to do. I'll be right back. She's gonna switch with her sister. Yeah, the Inquisition's still stationed everywhere. Yeah, let's not harass the witnesses, please. We weren't able to learn anything. Actually, we did learn one thing. She was a friend who cast a healing spell on her. Good deductive reasoning, of course. Wow. Well, healing magic is also a form of necromancy, right? Guess that explains the trace on her. It's a good thing we know Wallace. Otherwise, we might also have thought the necromancer was trying to kill her. Wait a minute. That's it? Did you figure something out? This whole time, we were wondering why there's trace of necromancy on the body. Is it because someone attacked Bellwether with the necromancy spell? It's because someone used necromancy in an attempt to heal her. Oh, I see. It doesn't matter what type of necromancy spell someone uses. Those from the same school leads the magic of the same type, same traits. It's not just that, the body clearly has blood on it. What would happen if someone used a healing spell on a wounded body? It would close all the body's wounds. In other words, it would remove any cuts or bruises. Interrogating Valentina may have been a... Hold on. Okay, so it does still affect... It does still affect the body. It just doesn't revive them. Okay. Well, interrogating Valentina may have been a dead end, but it still gave us what we need to win this case. I'm not so sure about that was a dead end. What do you mean? It's not suspicious that she asked someone to heal her if she injured herself? But if it's only that, why would she go through so much trouble to hide it? It's too coincidental. The wounds on the body were healed by an unknown person. The person who found the body is hiding the identity of the healer. They have to be the same person. I guess that makes sense. So what do we do now? Valentina is definitely onto us. I doubt we'll get a third chance to speak with her. Hopefully what we have now is enough to acquit Wallace. Alright. Oh, I demand to know why you're still holding my rapier. It's a precious family heirloom and I want it back. It's evidence in the current case. Evidence! The person was killed with necromancy. Was she, though? Why are you asking me? You're the one who's investigating this. Because it doesn't matter. Just know that I will bring her murderer to justice, no matter who it may be. Whoever this woman is. Alright, trial time. Take deep breaths and relax. Hi, Tyrion. Yeah, Celeste. Don't sneak up on me like that. Why are you so nervous? It's not as if this is your first time defending someone. I can't help it. There's something about this building that just fills me with anxiety. Too bad Ruby couldn't make it. I say you should calm down for Wallace's sake, but there's so many people here. They're all just staring at me. Their eyes are prying into me like a pack of flesh-eating maggots. Gross? Don't worry, Wallace. Our investigation revealed a lot of weakness in the prosecution's case. We have a strong case for your acquittal. Oh, okay. See? You can be confident when you want to be. It's strange. Something is calming about Wallace's anxiety. It's like he just absorbs the tension out of you and into himself. What a characteristic to have. Court is now in session for the trial of Wallace Nightgrave. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is also ready. Oh, very well. Let's begin the proceedings. Prosecutor Steelwind, could you please list the charges? The defendant is a student at the Wyvern Imperial Academy. Mr. Nightgrave is charged with first-degree murder, negligent misuse of the arcane arts, and illegal practice of advanced necromancy. Necromancy? You mean to tell me that the defendant is a necromancer? I can't believe it. A necromancer in this day and age? How could the kingdom possibly let this happen? Your Honor, I'd like to remind the court that they should view my client objectively. Of course, but one can easily see from the list of charges. Necromancy plays a large role in the charges. Indeed, the crime occurred within the academy in this building. The victim is Catherine Bellwether, a professor at the school. Although there are no witnesses, traces of necromancy were detected on the body. Furthermore, the autopsy report shows that the body has no physical wounds. I see. Necromancy is the only type of magic that can harm an individual without physically wounding them. Additionally, the alchemist report shows no signs of poison or disease. Therefore, one can only conclude that a necromancer committed the crime. As many of you know, necromancy is held under high scrutiny by the Crown. Aside from the defendant, no other students were permitted to learn advanced necrotic magic. Such, the defendant was the only mage in the building capable of committing the murder. I see. This is certainly compelling evidence. To properly present our case, the prosecution would like to call Commander Orem White to the stand. Commander White, please testify to the court about the Inquisition's findings. Yeah. Started when the City Watch got a call from the Imperial Academy. Someone was attacked and the whole building was put on lockdown. Set a perimeter up around the area and waited for the lockdown system to deactivate. Finally got into the building, the prosecutor personally inspected the body and detected traces of necromancy on it. There were no cuts or bruises on the body either. The entire body was clean. But to be as evidence, we concluded that it could only be the necromancer kid that did it. This is as major as you expect. You've already found and identified holes in Steelwood's case. All I do is find that hole in the commander's testimony. Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination. Alright. How carefully was the body checked? Perhaps the prosecution missed something. The coroner couldn't find even the smallest cut, bruise, or fracture on the body. Furthermore, the alchemist report shows no sign of poison or disease. The coroner was actually astounded at how unscathed the body was. Yeah. Well, the issue is that the blood.
Objection!
Dude, there's a blood stain under the body. Commander White, it appears you've neglected to mention one key detail of the crime scene. Yep. And what's that? During your testimony, you said that the entire body was clean. I will admit there weren't any wounds on the body. However, the body was certainly not clean. At the scene of the crime, there was a large pool of blood located where the body was. Blood came from the victim's body, and it was definitely not clean like the commander testified. I'm sorry, Mr. Cuthbert, but I failed to see the significance of this. To remind the court of the prosecution's case against my client, they are accusing him of murdering the victim using necrotic blight, a spell which would not have physically wounded the victim. So why is there any blood? Yeah, why is there blood? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. The fact still stands, there were no wounds on the body, nor were there any reports of poison disease on the autopsy. There are clearly magical elements in this case. But Catherine Bellwether was bleeding profusely at some point. Also, there would be a blood stain on the body. Do you have an explanation for that, Miss Steelwind? No, I'll admit the prosecution doesn't have an explanation for that. While I do find the circumstances questionable, all the evidence clearly points to the defendant. If the victim wasn't killed with necromancy, why was there a trace of it on the body? I'm glad you asked. I like to present a spell that could have left a trace of necromancy on the body. Mend wounds? Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it a healing spell? Yes, it is. So also with the necromancy can control forces of death and life? Mend wounds is in fact a necromancy spell. Really now? I wasn't aware of this. Now, I'd like the court to consider the following. What would happen if Bellwether was wounded and someone attempted to heal her using Mend Wound? All of her wounds would disappear from the body. Oh, I see.
Objection!
You honestly think I'm that incompetent, Mr. Cuthbert? Frankly, I'm a little insulted. What? I mean, the Inquisition is well aware of what happens when a mage attempts to save a victim using Mend Wound. Healers that arrived at the scene already confirmed the victim was long dead. None of them attempted to heal her. Well, what if someone tried to heal her and didn't report it? Please, no. The healers would have anything to gain by doing so. In fact, as a necromancer, the defendant could easily have carried out the described scenario. He could have cast Mend Wounds on the victim after murdering her to confound the investigation. End of the day, the burden of proof is on you. But if you could just find out who healed the body, this case is yours. Whoever the healer is, Valentina definitely knows. Your Honor, I will admit I don't have any evidence to support my theory. However, I do believe that we can bring it to light. There may have been two people that witnessed someone cast magic on the body. Valentina and Valerie Ionis, the sisters who discovered the body. This is nonsense. We've already questioned those two witnesses extensively. If they had something like that, it would have come up in their testimony. If that's true, then you have nothing to lose by hearing their testimonies. Very well, if you're so confident, let's hear the witness testimony. It seems the prosecution has no objections. However, if this line of questioning leads nowhere, I will see no further to prolong this trial. Understand, Mr. Cuthbert? Of course, Your Honor. Oh crap, it's that guy from before? Is the necromancer's lawyer? Just got on the stand, she's already stressed out. This could work in your favor. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. My name? Witness, there's no need to be so nervous. We merely want to hear what you saw on the day of the murder. Right, it's just the guy over there, You mean Mr. Cuthbert? This man harassed you, witness? Wait a minute. Yeah? He, super harassed me. How shameful. Looks like the member of justice and behave more professionally. Shut up. Anyway, please state your name and occupation for the court, Miss Ionis. Just calm down. He can't prove anything. My name is Valentina Ionis. I am a member of the kitchen staff at the Wyvern Guard Imperial Academy. As I recall, you were one of the witnesses who discovered the body. Apparently, the defense finds your involvement suspect. Rest assured, Miss Ionis. In this courtroom, you will be protected from Mr. Cuthbert's harassment. Ugh. Now, please testify to the court all what happened on that day. Yeah. I was walking with my sister in the West Wing when we noticed something in a nearby classroom. We looked over to see what it was, and we saw Miss Bellwether bleeding on the ground. My sister tried her best to help her, but the professor had already lost a lot of blood. While my sister did that, I used an emergency communication device to call for help. It was too late. By the time her bleeding stopped, she'd already lost too much blood. So, her sister is the mage. If there is two of them, she just lied in her testimony. She's definitely holding something back. Yeah. Okay. I think I need to press... Tried to help her. Miss Sionis, how exactly did you try to help? Yeah. I slipped up. My sister used first aid to try to stop the bleeding? Please add that detail to your testimony. Yeah, sure.
Objection!
Witness, what is the meaning of this? What? Why are you looking at me like that? Maybe I can elaborate, Miss Sionis. You weren't present at the gallery earlier, were you? No, I was just waiting in the lobby. Lady Steelman told me to wait there. Well, I suppose I should consider myself lucky. You see, Miss Sionis, one key element of this case, the body didn't have any wounds on it. Yeah, so? Please explain to the court, Miss Sionis. How did Valerie apply first aid when there shouldn't have been any wounds on the body? What? Oh, no, I screwed up. I saw that wound on her. What happened? There's clearly something I missed here. I'm afraid I don't fully understand the implications of this. Are you accusing the witness of committing perjury, Mr. Cuthbert? Some of the lines they stay as close to the truth as possible while changing minute details. In her thoughts, Valentina said she's sure she saw a wound on Bellwether. She also mentioned that Valerie was the one who tried to save the professor. If she didn't try to save Bellwether with the first aid, could she have used magic instead? Her sister could be the mage that you're looking for. Right. The witness was lying, Your Honor, but not about everything. Valerie Ionis did try to save the victim's life by dressing her wounds. She didn't use first aid, she used magic. No, he found us out! That's right.
Objection!
I'm sorry, Mr. Cuthbert, but your theory is completely flawed. How so, Miss Steelwind? Well, it's quite simple. I've already verified that neither of the sisters are mages. What? Oh? How can you be so sure? During the investigation, we have both the honest sisters attuned to a spell compendium. It's standard procedure to the Inquisition when interviewing witnesses. And that means... That's correct. Neither of the honest sisters could attune to a compendium. Oh, that's right. The Inquisition checked us both. Neither of them... Oh, but they're twins. So Valentina just attuned to 2 books. Because I bet they did them separately and they switched places. I got you figured out, game. Were you wrong about Valerie being a mage then? No. Her thought said he found us out. That means you were on the right track. Valerie has to be the mage. Celeste, is it possible for a mage to hold a spell compendium and avoid tuning to it? No, it just needs to be on the person. When I was arrested, the Inquisition also made me attune to one of their spell compendiums. They were really careful to make sure I did the attunement correctly. There's no way a mage could avoid attuning to a compendium with them watching you. Right, Commander White may be negligent sometimes, but even he isn't that careless. Now, if you're done, I do believe you were exhausted all your options. Wait, I'm still not done cross-examining this witness. What would you possibly hope to glean from her testimony? Valentina shouldn't be stressed out enough to see more. Should be stressed out enough to see more of her thoughts. You can't exactly say you're planning to read her mind. There's one key element to her testimony that the court is overlooking. I have a right to this attorney to complete my cross-examination. Your Honor, the defense is clearly trying to buy time. I might be compelled to agree with you. However, I'll also admit that some elements of the witness testimony are quite peculiar. I will allow the defense to perform one more cross-examination. That was a little close. But no, this is your last chance, Mr. Cuthbert. If you produce nothing substantial, I will pass my verdict. Of course, Your Honor. All or nothing. Alright, we're gonna read her mind. We got this. We got this. Like I said, my sister and I saw Miss Bellwether bleeding on the ground. We rushed over to help her. Definitely surprised when I saw her like that. Not to mention, I don't know if I saw any ones in her, but I definitely saw blood. Can't go back now, I just need to play dumb. My sister tried to save her, but she didn't use any magic. Oh, you're too kind-hearted for your own good. Neither of us is a mage. Both of us held the books. Yeah. Commander was watching us the whole time. He can confirm it. It's a good thing we were twins, or else that trick wouldn't have worked. Yup. Mm-hmm. What going to do? They have pretty hard proof of Valerie isn't a mage. Valerie is the mage we're looking for, I'm sure of it. I'm just not sure why they feel the need to lie to the Inquisition. More importantly, how did they trick the Inquisition? They switch places.
Objection!
Missing honest, your thoughts betray you. What? He found the thought. They must have done something. What? Yeah, they switched places. Or was one collecting their statements. Now the twins tricked the Inquisition, they switched places. Like, come on. Easy game. Valentina attuned to the first spell compendium that she pretended to be Valerie to attune to this. Missy honest, there's something I wanted to confirm. In an investigation, both you and Valerie attuned to a spell compendium. Am I correct? Yeah, that I watched us do it. How did you have you do this? Did you both attune to the compendiums at the same time, or did you attune one after the other? What? No, wait, how does he know what we did? I fail to see how this makes any difference, Mr. Cuthbert. Yes, I agree. The spell compendiums will work regardless of what order they went in. You may not be aware of this, Your Honor, but Valentina and Valeria Ionis are identical twins, which means their physical appearance are nearly identical to each other. If Commander White didn't have them attuned at the same time, what would stop the twins from switching places with each other?
Objection!
This is clearly nothing but baseless conjecture. Thorn wouldn't fail such a baseless task. Really, Prosecutor Steelwind, do you find it hard to believe that Commander White would fail at a task like this? Wait a minute, this is crazy. We didn't trick the Inquisition. My sister and I are not mages. Then prove it, Miss Ionis. Bring your sister and we'll have you attuned to 2 spell companions at the same time. No, wait. Wait. Order in the court. It's clear that we won't get anywhere unless we test the defense's theory. Bailiff, escort Valerie Ionis to the stand and bring 2 unattuned spell compendiums. They both had hands on the compendiums for the last 10 minutes. There's no way they can take it in front of this many people. Alright, it's the moment of truth. No. Did he seriously? What is it, Prosecutor Steelman? What do you see? What I see is Commander White seeking new employment in the near future. It appears the defense was correct. Valentina Ionis isn't a mage, but Valerie Ionis is. What's more, Valerie Ionis' compendium contains the Mend Wounds spell, which makes the defense theory entirely plausible. Please, just allow me to explain. We should allow you to explain what, exactly? You're an unregistered mage, and you and your sister have made fools out of all of us with your perjury. How would you know what it's like, Lady Steelwind? What? Do you think we didn't notice your name? You're not like us. You don't have to hide. Whatever, this whole situation has gotten out of hand. But I didn't think hiding it would cause so much trouble, and I wouldn't let someone go to prison because of me, even if he is a necromancer. Please let me testify about what I saw. I'll tell you what really happened that day. But very well. I understand that this will be repercussions for your actions, witness. Yes, I know. My sister and I were walking in the hallway from the kitchen to the foyer. Then I suddenly spotted the professor lying in a pool of blood in the nearby classroom. Valentina used a communication device to call for help while I tried to save her. I saw she was bleeding, so I cast Mend Wounds on her to close her wounds. It was too late. I closed the hole in her stomach, but she was already dead. There was a hole in her stomach. Your Honor, as you can clearly see from this witness's testimony, the trace of necromancy was left by the witness, not by my client. What's more, it is clear that there is a physical wound on the body. I see. Well, his words trail off. He clearly doesn't want to pass a verdict when there's no clear culprit. He has no choice. The case against Wallace is predicated on Bellwether being killed by necromancy. With Valerie's testimony, the prosecution doesn't have a shred of evidence implicating him. Very well. The court sees no reason to prolong this trial. With these new developments, the court has no choice but to find Wallace Nightgrave not...
Objection!
I believe the court is ignoring one key detail of the witness's testimony. That would be... Let's examine the witness's testimony. Valentina used a communication device to call for help while I tried to save her. I saw that she was bleeding, so cast my wounds. It was too late. It closed the hole in her stomach, but she was already dead. Communication device to Valentina Ionis used logs time of day during each use. In this log, we know that Valentina uses the device at 3:04 p.m. This is an hour after the time of death. Okay. There's a witness who saw the victim before the body was found, John Hughes. He, along with another witness, spotted Bellwether walking in the hallways before the body was found. "20, 30 minutes before the body was found. You see the discrepancy. Wait. Bellwether died more than an hour before the body was found. How did Jan see her half an hour after her death? I wonder, Mr. Cuthbert, how could one make a dead body move and walk around? There was more than one piece of evidence pointed to a necromancer committing the crime. Then I murdered the victim and used necromancy to animate her corpse. That is a plausible scenario. It's ridiculous. She had a hole in her stomach when the twins found her. Dan Hughes would have noticed that. Animate corpse lost the flow of blood, so she wouldn't have tracked blood anywhere. Zombie victim, right? And also proficient with illusion magic. Could have easily used an illusion spell to hide the undead Bellwether's wounds. It's true. If that were true, how did they move the body to the classroom? Still, if your theory is true, it would mean the murder occurred elsewhere. Would the Inquisition happen to know where? Regrettably, we do not. And the prosecution's case against my client is still faulty. You can't convict my client without more evidence. I agree with Mr. Cuthbert. These new developments, the court sees fit to suspend the trial for the time being. We'll give law enforcement time to investigate these unknown. Court proceedings for this case will resume tomorrow morning. Court is adjourned. So we made it through another court day. Hey, are you feeling okay? A body seen moving around an hour after death? It's clear Bellwether, or at least, at the very least, it clearly wasn't Bellwether, or at the very least, she wasn't alive when this happened. So what was it? Tyrion? There's illusion magic involved. There had to be. But which spell was it? It could have... Been quiet since the trial ended. You're making me worried. Sorry. What do you think about what Steelwind said? About her theory? A little creepy when you think about it. You really think someone turned the professor into an undead? I don't think so. The prosecution's case is hinged on one clear fact. That Wallace was the only high-level necromancer nearby. We have to assume that he's the only person capable of using that type of magic. Then how is she walking about? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It's a given that Wallace didn't touch the body, so we can discount the use of high-level necromancy. No matter what, someone used an illusion, but aren't there spells that can create freestanding illusions, not just disguises? I don't know. I talk to someone who knows about that type of magic. Wait, didn't Eris said she was studying illusion magic? Oh boy. What if she's the one who created the illusion? What? You're detecting fear from her again. So you scared of Eris? What? No! I saw it this morning too. You always get really scared when she's around. Oh, I thought I was doing a better job of hiding it. Sorry, it's not based on anything real, but for years I've been working as a mercenary. You do that kind of work, you build up an instinct to sense danger. You kind of have to if you want to stay alive. Oh, I never knew. Tyrion, I fought against literal monsters and barely escaped with my life. When I'm near Eris, none of those creatures even come close. I get this feeling like I'm in front of a predator that I couldn't ever hope to beat. Like every instinct I have tells me to run whenever she's close by. Really? She doesn't seem that. Oh, but listen, she's definitely dangerous. Love she keeps going from super angry to sad, right? I know. I think maybe I'm just anxious or something. I should know better than anyone not to judge people by their appearance. Sorry, forget I said anything. If you think we should talk to her, then we should do that. You're not one to discuss Celeste's instincts. She's always been reliable, and if Varys is making her scared, that must mean something. Varys really is dangerous. That's all the more reason to talk to her. But aside from that, there's also something else that the prosecutors said. There was a witness, so we gotta talk to Jan. Oh, along with another witness. So there's someone else. I am getting people acquitted, Amerith. We're 1 for 1 on acquittals. I see you. Jan probably isn't the most reliable witness. Telling the other person might help us figure out what happened. I think Steele will tell us who this other witness was. At this point, we won't lose anything by trying. In any case, looks like you have your work cut out for you. So where should we start first? Oh my god. Oh good. Graveyard? We're going to a grave. Oh man. Okay. So. It's almost 11. Yeah, time really does fly. I think we may call this here for now. Oh my god, America. I don't know about that one. I think I'm going to... I think we'll call it, yeah, I think we'll call stream here for now. Just kind of give me a little bit of time. I'm hungry, mostly. You can't keep going, and good time to call is I can give you fresh to continue next time. Yeah, there's a lot with these games. It's usually a lot for me to play through them. I think mostly it's me. I think honestly, is me reading everything out loud. Is just taking a lot. So, because like I can sit down and just quietly read a Phoenix Wright game super quick, but I'm having a blast just like going through this. We'll definitely do more. And get through this. Yeah. I might try throughout the week to do some more, intermixed with, just intermixed with, the other things I have going on, just to maybe kind of push through. You want to organize a game like this with friends and give everyone a part. I did that in college. We played through Trials and Tribulations, my apartment, the 4 of us, Like I threw Trials. So I had the Wii version of Trials. I threw it up on the TV, and I would play through it, and everyone would be like, who wants to voice this character? And then we'd all pick a character, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. We had a very our judge was very Irish, and it was hilarious. It was very good. It was such a good time. But yeah, let's go back. Especially when the Canadian judge ended up getting becoming Scottish, apparently. I forgot about that. Man, what a good time. That was a lot of fun. I remember that fondly. Okay, I'm sending you guys to Clandiro. He is playing DS1. Which actually means I can't play DS1 when I'm cut stream. So, because I'm playing it out of his library. But go enjoy hanging out with him. We'll be back tonight with multi of something. And then next week starts League, so we have League stuff to start up. We probably should do some practice, but League will be fun. I'll be around. Thank you all for hanging out and being here. Echo, thank you for the resub. Appreciate all you guys. Who did we play week 1? I don't remember. We're playing Smells Like Troll Seed. So, Niobium, Hawk, and Mr. Angry Pants. So, it'll be exciting stuff. We have to schedule still, so keep an eye out. I'll put stuff in Discord about when we do that. So, thank you all. See you guys later tonight. Have a great rest of your Saturday if I don't see you again. Bye-bye.